night at Sika camp, summer Sika camp, bitterly cold. We've just had thunderstorms sort of roll through. Emma's going, can you light the fire? I'm like, come on, harden up. It's bloody summer. Quick thermal and a bino and just see what's going on. It's getting close to 6 o'clock, so it's that sort of magic time of the day. So that's the first deer for the trip. I'm pretty confident that's a stag. The GPOs are telling me he's just on 1,550 yards. Would not have picked him up without the guide thermal. Such a cool piece of kit, guys. If you're in the market for a thermal, have a good look at these babies, because they are the bomb. While the chops are cooking, I'll keep spying. Hopefully the thunder and hail stays away. So we've got one, guys, at 430. I'm not sure if it's a Sika hind or a yearling or a spiker. If it's a hind, it doesn't appear to have a fawn at foot yet, but the fawn could be stashed somewhere. But I'll keep watching, see what happens. There you have it. Pretty cool evening. Quite a few deer poking out, which is bloody good to see. And we'll see what tomorrow morning brings. It's just on 6 o'clock in the morning. There's deer out everywhere. It's really, really cool. So that's a couple of stags over there at 765 yards. One's got reasonable velvet up. So that one there is just over 1,000 yards. So it's probably time to pack up the spotting scope, get around the top there. I'm itching to get over and check out my game camera. So happy days. The running game cameras worked a treat. Got some really cool pictures, cool videos. I'll edit them into this movie and show you guys what's around. Right, fresh batteries, camera on, should be good to go. You two rat bags ready? Yep. just about 6 o'clock, we're out on the hill. The GPO's going. It's not a bad evening. Probably in the next hour they'll hopefully start poking out. These two are starting to get whiffs of something, so they claim. Good view. Good view. Yes. So there you go. What I thought was a stag. Quite a few sticks around, so maybe I thought there was some velvet up. It's the perfect yearling. It's got no milk in its udder, so it's got no form. Lovely little eater, and just the kind of deer I was looking for this trip, so I'm really stoked. Right, back at camp, hung in the tree to cool, got a nice little stick in the paunch there, let the hot air out, and it'll set there nicely in this cool breeze, and I'll come and butcher it later. Now I can put the coffee pot back on and have another brew. Little Red's lucky she might get a cup of tea. She's always lucky, she always gets a cup of tea. Right, so our deer's cooled down quite nicely, and now I'm just going to take my time and get the skin off it. So back at camp I've obviously got a little pole here to hang the deer up, but you can do that anywhere in the bush with a piece of rope. You can hang it on a branch, you can get your deer off the ground, and I personally think it just keeps everything a lot cleaner. You're not rolling around in the dirt. Now this has been hung in the tree for an hour or two, and it's still warm under the skin. It shows you how long they take to cool down. And I'm just using a little pocket knife, lightweight K-bar. I think these are 65 grams. So you don't have to have a giant Rambo knife as your first knife. Something like this that fits in your pouch. Super easy. So you can see where the Nosler 308's done its damage. Up the hock there. It's a simple process. If you're right-handed like me, little cut in there. You're finding that ball joint, you just want to release that with your knife, just like that, and you can slightly go down there, down the eye fillets on the inside. The reason we do that one first is because you don't want to be in there with your fingers and knife later on, because you'll end up cutting your hand. So now it's over to the other side, the opposite, and just open that up. Nice and simple. ball joint open, down the inside, release the eye fillets, and then you're just going to work around in there, and that's releasing the rump. Back to the eye fillet. You can just roll that out like that. It'll actually stay attached, and you're just staying on that bone. Down there, nice and slowly, easily. Then mark down the backbone. So in with your knife, feel the spine, and just hard up against it all the way down. It's like that. And then up here, it's already released. And now we're releasing the back stake. Nice and simple. And just working it quietly on top of the ribs. And the weight of this meat actually helps pull it away. Now, if you're out in the field, you could put another little rope through that and just hang that onto a branch, or just like that, and instantly in the breeze that's going to cool quite nicely. So there you go, your back steak, your eye fillet, your hind leg, your flank meat and your shoulder all taken off in one. Same on the other side. Work down the backbone, just release that. Now you can see why I released that one first. I don't have to stick my fingers anywhere in there. Around the top of the rump, just working that. Back to the eye fillet, just releasing that. That'll actually pull out with your finger a little bit, your thumb. Again, we're just working down the spine, releasing the back stake till we get down to the rib cage. It's not in great nick, this deer, I will admit that. Hence why we try to take hinds out of the population, get it right, so there's enough tucker for everyone. Now you can see where the nozzler's really done the damage, why she didn't run off. Right, so there's not much on there. I think these guys can probably have a scoff on that. And there's your clean meat. Now you've got options. You can give this literally on a cooler day like today 5 or 10 minutes in this breeze, and that'll cool down really nicely. You could then put that into your meat safe. Or if you're going home today like I am, I'm going to take these bones out, because that's 50% of the weight of your deer, and you don't want to be carrying that up or down the hill, not if you can help it. So be a bit smarter, learn to bone out your venison on the hill, become a bush butcher. Oh yeah. Retrieve off these little shoulders. There's obviously some damage in here, which is going to be a bit of wastage, but we'll try and do this while it's hanging again, so it's kept cleaner. So this is just your shank meat, and that meat feels really nice and cold now. So there's a bit of shank meat. Normally I'd have a Hunter's Element game bag. Left it at home today, didn't I? So the old faithful pillow slip is going to have to do the job. So you can see that's the shoulder blade there. I'm just going to literally cut into that. And as I suspected, there's quite a bit of damage in there. So we're just going to take the good bits that we can utilise at home. It's just working around the bone. It's a nice chunk into the bag. Then on the inside, you've got your back stake there. from the bottom, from the shoulder, they'll actually just peel up easily like that every time. If you try taking them from the top and peeling it down, it won't work. There's something to do with the seam there that just effortlessly allows you to peel that up, so it's really cool. So you can see this is all smashed up. I'll get that neck meat off there. That's good. And I reckon I can down that blade bone there, get that off. Now it's never going to be as good as if you could bone that out on a cutting board, because you are doing it hanging, but you're still doing all right. You're getting a good percentage of the meat off it. Look at that. There's the nozzler doing its job, mushroomed up beautifully. Smash that, bro. There you go, Lucky. So that's all pretty much recoverable. So that can stay in a piece. Now, we want to bone out this leg while it's hanging. So up around the shin, we're just going to release that. Follow down around the bone and just release it there, and then go on the inside and just follow down, just nice and slowly, your knife up against the bone, and you're just opening it up. Second go. That cut there you can see is your top side. You've got your knuckle on here, that's your kneecap, and then around the back you've got your silver side, and across down here is your rump. So those are your primals. Again, just gently releasing it off the bone, just around the kneecap there. Back up, release a little bit more of that shin. And we haven't cut the tendon there because that's holding it all together. So we don't do that until last. Again, just down the bone. Quietly working your way around, there's no rush, and there you go. The bone and the meat are now separated, and all you're taking home is meat. There's a little bit on there which I can just clean off. It's not a lot, to be honest, a few grams. That's all you need to do to bone out your deer in the bush. Now you put your bag over that, cut the tendon, clean as clean. Well guys, you may have noticed I'm using a new product this trip. It's called a ScopeMate. It attaches to the back of your scope and records everything that you can see through your scope when you're hunting. It's pretty damn cool. Weighs about 300 grams, so it's not over the top. It's got a 10 or 12 hour battery, so it'll go all day on standby. You can pair it with your phone. It's super easy to put on with a couple of screws on the side. And we're going to thrash it over the next 12 months, especially with the raw coming up. I'm excited. Can you imagine stags coming in at 20 or 30 yards? Boom. Emma's, well, Little Red's going to give me a bit of shit because I did scope myself on the first deer this morning. Interestingly, off the bipod, when we were playing with it at the farm, wasn't an issue, but it got me this time, and it got me good, so I'm just going to have to learn a few tricks with the ScopeMate.
Yep, but the RB has a boo-boo.
Yeah, there's a boo-boo. Anyway, watch this space, ScopeMate, and I'll put on the screen below where you can get them from Night Vision New Zealand.